Hi guys, welcome to Chalchitra Talks. मेरा नाम दिशा है and today I am here with some documentary recommendations for you. I think I will be making a few parts to this series because I have quite a few recommendations, but for today I thought that it would be nice to narrow down my recommendations by the ease of availability, because when I'm watching documentaries, one of the biggest things I struggle with is being able to find a site that I can watch them on. But आज की सारी documentaries YouTube पर available है. The first documentary is The Century of the Self. This is a 4-part documentary by Adam Curtis. I love Curtis's work in general, but this is my favorite documentary by him, and I was so excited when I found out that this is available on YouTube. The first part of this documentary introduces us to Edward Bernays, who is the nephew of Freud and the person to invent public relations in the 1920s by being the first person to use Freud's theories on human nature to manipulate the masses. Bernays teaches American corporations how to get people to want things that they don't even need by creating a linkage between their unconscious desires and these mass-produced goods. But to him, this was more than a way of selling goods. It was a new way to control the people. He realized that if the irrational desires of people are kept satisfied, they will be happy and thus docile. The second part of the documentary depicts the post-war America in which governments are convinced of Freud's theory that deep within all human beings have irrational and dangerous desires, the unleashing of which was the reason the atrocities in Nazi Germany happened. So the only way to make democracy work and ensure that nothing like that happens again would be to repress these irrational and dangerous desires and fears of people. To do this, they took the help of Anna, Freud's daughter, and Edward Bernays. Now, in the 1960s, the influence of these Freudian ideas began to be challenged by the society, which led to the creation of a political movement which aimed to create people who were free from the psychological conformity inserted by business and politics. So it basically marked the start of a me generation. The third part of this documentary depicts how, instead of perceiving this as a threat, the American corporations realize how this is the biggest business opportunity they could get. They start encouraging people to believe that they are unique individuals while selling them ways to express this individuality. I think that this is an incredibly eye-opening documentary which awakens you to the realization of how much of your reality is simulated and just how powerful the Freud family is. This documentary gives you a very good grasp on the history of the chain of events that led our society to become what it is today psychologically. And this is what much of Curtis's work is based on. I would recommend that you leave enough room for reflection between all the 4 parts and not watch them all at once the way I did. The next documentary is Unreserved. Unreserved is a documentary by Samraj in which he documents his conversations with people that he runs into in the unreserved dabbas of the Indian Railways while traveling in it over the course of a few weeks. These conversations are not about any specific topic but are very diverse. There's one conversation of a woman explaining that she's traveling to escape her abusive marriage. There's one with a daily wage worker who's traveling to the city to find work to pay for his daughter's treatment. There's one with a transgender woman talking about her love for Rajnikant, and so on. The thing about unreserved coaches is that people traveling by them are often forced to do so either because they can't afford anything else or simply because tickets aren't available. So these conversations are happening with people coming from a socio-economic bracket who are often sidelined and forgotten about along with their dreams, passions, opinions, and stories. This documentary portrays them in a remarkable way, and it serves as a reality check and awakens you to the privilege that you come from. As thought-provoking as this documentary is, it is a delightful watch and also features an Indian Ocean track which goes along very well with the vibe of the documentary. It will definitely make you miss traveling by the trains. Next up is Searching for Sugar Man. This is the story of a Mexican-American protest singer, Sixto Rodriguez, who is discovered by two music producers in a bar in Detroit in the 1970s. They are convinced that he is the next Bob Dylan and sign him on. They make 2 albums with him, which, although are critically acclaimed, do not sell at all, to the extent that they drop him as an artist and he has to go back to work in manual labor. Meanwhile, unknown to him, pirated copies of his album make their way all the way to South Africa, where they become an enormous hit and he becomes an apartheid icon of sorts. Despite being massively successful in South Africa, no one knows anything about him there or even in America, which pushes one of his loyal fans and a reporter to go on a journey to find more about Rodriguez. And this is what the documentary follows. This is an unbelievable story and a heartwarming documentary about a man who thinks that he's a failed musician in one part of the world while being an enormous success in another. So if you are looking for something uplifting to watch which has a relaxed pace to it, this is the one for you. The last one on my list is The Imposter. This is a documentary film about the con artist Frederick Bourdin, who manages to convince a family from Texas whose child goes missing years back that he is their long lost son. It is ridiculous how he manages to do that, because the child that goes missing is supposed to be a 17-year-old blonde boy with blue eyes, while Frederick is a man well into his 20s with brown eyes and dark hair. What's even more bizarre and suspicious is how easily this family accepts Frederick as their son, which is very well examined from various different angles in this film. Frederick Bourdin himself narrates the story in this film, and his emotionless account of how he exploits this vulnerable family for his selfish gain is chilling. This is a documentary film, so it unfolds like a thriller. If you are looking for a recommendation in true crime mystery and haven't already watched this, definitely check this one out. It will keep you at the edge of your seats. That's all I have for this video. If any of your favorite documentaries are available on YouTube, please let me know. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.